So in 2024 on Gold is Where You Find It, we're going to be doing a lot of live streams, and we're going to live stream from Yahoola Creek Park in Dahlonega, Georgia. And what we're going to do is all of the gold that I get there from panning in Yahoola Creek Park, we're going to keep that separate from everything else. At the end of the year, we're going to donate all of it to the Dahlonega Gold Museum in Dahlonega, Georgia. So I think that's a good cause. It teaches the public about the history of gold in Georgia, and I think that's a good thing. So we're going to donate all of that gold to them, and they can do what they want with it after that, put it on display or melt it down, whatever they choose. But we did a live stream this last Sunday. There's a card right here for you to go check that out. We did 10 pans. I think we did okay. We caught some gold, but we got to clean these concentrates up and dry out the gold and weigh it up and see exactly how much we got on our first little donation. So smash the like button and let's get to it. All right, so here is all of the concentrates from the 10 pans that we did at Yahoola Creek Park the other day. And so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and classify that material down to minus kitchen strainer. So try not to make too big of a mess here. All right. So now I probably could have used more water in my pan here, but didn't want to overfill it. Let's see there. There we go. All right, so there's our plus kitchen strainer. And we're gonna set that aside and we'll go through that last. But I don't anticipate anything in there, but maybe a few little pieces of lead, so. All right, let's see what we're left with. All right, there we go. My 10-inch pans right there, and that's the minus kitchen strainer. So I'm gonna go ahead and pan it out. This is going to be a long process, so sit back and relax. And we'll be done in a little bit. Gotta love panning through black sand. It takes a lot longer than panning through light material. It takes more force to get it to move. And you don't want to rush through it because you're gonna miss that super tiny gold. So I'll pan through it twice and just check and see how much I missed. So if you didn't watch the last live stream, I decided that all the gold that I get in my live streams this year, I'm going to give away, or I'm going to donate to the Dahlonega Gold Museum. So that's the plan here. So this is going to be, even though it's not 2024 yet, this is going to be the start of this will be our first weigh-in for what we're donating at the end of 2024. Slowly but surely, we're working our way down here. So in the live stream, I did a rough pan back just to kind of show how we were doing, and it wasn't terrible. For 10 pans, I think we did okay, for sure. I think it's definitely going to be weighable. We'll find out here in a little bit. Now I'm watching down through this area to see if any gold starts showing up back there. It's very, very small gold, so it's going to be hard to see like individual pieces. But we should start to see gold at some point on that back line. I'm trying to keep an eye out to make sure that gold's not floating over the edge. If you guys don't already know this, you should put a drop or so of dish soap or jet dry for a surfactant. Don't put too much, otherwise it'll be a bubbly mess. But if you don't know, gold is hydrophobic, so without some type of surfactant to break the surface tension, the really small, light pieces of gold can float on top of the water. So the surfactant helps that. Now, I don't use a surfactant when I'm panning out in nature. You know, that's just kind of silly, but when I'm doing cleanups, it can be pretty helpful. Still no gold showing up. Shake it back down into that bottom corner there. And then rinse off the top. When I get close to the end like that, I try to not get my wave of water to go all the way to the back line, because that is where the gold is going to start showing up, is right in here. So I'm not super critical about it though. I'm gonna lose some of this gold. It's very, very small. So that's probably far enough for the first little. I'm just getting impatient. I want to get a look at it. So I'm gonna get the snuffer and start snuffering that up. It's not perfectly clean, but and I know that there's quite a bit left in the black sand. This is just like my initial little tap up here. So, all right, let me get the snuffer. All right, got the snuffer now. Go ahead and snuffer that up real quick. And there's gonna be quite a bit left, so. I probably don't do this the most efficient way. Okay, let's see what's in here now. Goodness gracious. Not that much. My water's getting a little bit murky here. I'm gonna go ahead and change that out and I'll be right back. All right, there we go. So let's get back to work here and see what else we can squeeze out of this little bit of black sand here. So now I'm gonna try a little bit different methodology here. And I'm gonna employ this method. That's a little too much water. Alright. Let me separate that from the top pile like this. I'm not seeing any gold at this point, but it's okay if there is gold at the bottom there, because it's going to be at the bottom of this pile, and I'm watching carefully just to see if there's gold. And there's a couple little tiny pieces there, and so before I lose them, I'm going to shake them back down, and then we're going to repeat. Separate the two piles. Alright. See you later. As I keep an eye. And there's a little bit of gold there. So I'll shake it back down. We're just slowly reducing the amount of black sand and trying to minimize the amount of gold that we lose over the edge. But this is some hobbyist stuff right here, because I mean, this is a lot of effort to go through for not very much gold, but that's what we do, right? Separate the two piles. All right, this will probably be the last time I do that before I start doing the tap, tap, taparoo. I'm trying to look carefully to see if I see any gold, and there's not much. Not much. Okay, so now let's see if there's anything in here at all anyways. I mean, there's going to be some, but probably just like a minuscule amount. So I'm looking for gold to show up anywhere in this pile here. And if it does, which I am seeing it now, I don't know. Just little bits right there in the corner of very, very small gold. So now that I see gold, Might as well go ahead and do what I said I wasn't going to do anymore. But yeah, we're just trying to reduce the amount of black sand the best we can. That way we can get down to that last little bit, see what's left. And there's some gold left in there, but it's nothing crazy. I don't think it was going to tip the scales in our favor or anything. Alright, but there you go, you see that? A little bit of gold there in the corner. So let's go ahead and suck that up. Alright. And you know what? I'm not going to go through the cons a second time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to save up all my cons for as long as I can, and then go through them a second time and get a fat pile. I think that'll make a fun video. Let me just quintuple check here that I got most of my specs here. And that's looking pretty good right there. Alright, so it wasn't a stellar day, but we did 10 pans. That's not a crazy amount, so I wouldn't expect a giant cleanup from 10 pans. But we know we got a decent amount. Alright, let's see. Decent meaning probably weighable. That's as optimistic as I'm gonna be. Make sure we get everything out of the threads and get that snuffer bottle nice and clean. Alright, let's do the shaky down into the corner. Get it all in one place and see what it looks like here. It should all be in that corner there. You guys see that little pile of gold we got there? Not too much. It's not that much. It really isn't. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and let's see here. Now this acting like a Miller table right now. Just barely enough pressure to wash that black sand away. And I think that's as far as I'm gonna go. And what do we got here? We got ourselves a little pile of gold. So we're gonna let that dry out here. Let me see if I can get a little bit better. Look. For 10 pans, that's not so bad. Let's take a closer look. Okay, there's our gold all cleaned up next to a Kennedy $50. Let's go ahead and zoom on in. You can see that little gob of amalgam there at the bottom, right there. So we can't heat our gold up to dry it off, so we're going to let it air dry. That's what I normally do anyway. If I heat this gold up, it'll vaporize that mercury, and that's some toxic stuff that you don't want to mess with. So I just got to sit back and wait for this to dry out. But for 10 pans, that's not the worst ever. Zero the scale out, make sure it's on grams here. It's gonna move the scale, but it's barely gonna move the scale. So let's find out what we're dealing with here. A lot of pieces of gold. A lot of pieces of gold. And what do we got there? 0.044 grams. Ow, that's more than I was expecting. That's like $2.40 right there. There's what we came up with for the day, and it's actually $2.62 worth of gold at the time of recording. Let's see if we can zoom in just a little bit and take a closer look at this super tiny gold that we got. Not bad for 10 pans, about 2-hour long live stream. All right, that wasn't too bad. So tomorrow, which is Saturday, December 23rd, I'm going to be back out there at Yahoola Creek Park live streaming and panning for gold. Not sure exactly what time I'm going to get there, so when I get there, I'll fire up the live stream and we'll pan for gold together, and hopefully we'll get that nugget live on camera. So that would be pretty cool. But hopefully you can join me. You'll only get that notification if right down below you click that bell. If you click that bell and then click all, whenever I start my live stream up tomorrow, you'll get notified. So that's the best way for you to know what time we're going to start, since I don't even know what time we're going to start. But I appreciate you watching. Hopefully you'll come watch tomorrow. But smash the like button and subscribe to my channel. And also you can click that join button to become a member or join my Patreon, which is linked in the description, as well as all my other social media. And then my merch store, I've got a merch store where you can get hats and shirts and stuff like that. And you can find that at goldiswhereyouFindit.com. That's pretty simple and easy to remember. But thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you tomorrow.